Salut friends, welcome to my first ever penthouse. It's just me today, and this is almost a 40-minute voiceover, and I can hear myself very loudly in my own headphones. So get ready for something. And if you have been waiting for a voiceover to fall asleep to, then maybe stop watching now and keep this for bedtime, for nighty-night time. This penthouse was chosen by my patrons in a Patreon poll, and I was kind of surprised by that. I wouldn't have thought anyone would want to say another skyscraper type building. I guess this is kind of different from my apartments. For some reason I feel like I've done too, but I haven't. Have I? I mean, I've done that other apartment about a year ago, I guess. And then my last video was an apartment. And that one was pretty big, so maybe that's why my white, huge floor-to-ceiling window needs are met right now. But yeah, I was considering postponing this build because of that, because I knew I wanted the penthouse to have a similar look. But then I guess I fell in love with the idea of this specific penthouse. There's not one singular real-life penthouse that I was inspired by. I was just kind of trying to figure out how to make this extra luxurious and kind of special, because I knew the white big window, like glass cube kind of look, is not revolutionary in the realm of skyscrapers and penthouses. So I figured that something that is missing in general from the penthouse lifestyle, or like what people in big cities generally miss, is having nature around, and that's something I really enjoy in Sims builds and also in real life as well. Some nice landscaping and having access to plants and potentially even water, and having that is just so calming, which I feel is extra luxurious in a big bustling city. And having this on top of a huge building like this just felt very, very special to me. And then also I really like the design of the rest of the building that the EA team did. It already has a lot of plans. It's got that kind of eco look. So this lot really offered itself for this build. This is one Terendi Tower penthouse. I think that's what it's called. And the original EA lot that you'll find placed here if you haven't changed it is kind of cool. It has that one second story swimming pool that you can look into from the lower floor, and I was really inspired by that. I thought that was a cool feature, so I kept that. And then the pond that I've put on top of this huge building was influenced by Eastern Asian architecture, and it's so extra for this penthouse to have a walkable pond. But yeah, I thought this was just the time to be very extra, and I wanted this to feel very lush out here, like an oasis in this concrete desert. So I've sorted for plants from life-edit objects, from island living, jungle adventure, snowy escape, and then some from base game, I think. But yeah, those are the main 3, which I like to use for my landscaping in general. Like if I filter for something, it'll be those. And then sometimes cottage living as well, if it's supposed to be a more colder European type of biome. But yeah, I really love those packs for some good luscious plants that you can also like fill up space with quite well. Also, they have really good textures. Max is delivered on those packs with the textures. And it gave me good feelings. Like this planty surrounding, doing this fun greenery, had me look forward to summer. So florals for spring, groundbreaking. But yeah, I did that. And if you're wondering about this round, I'll call it a sunroom. It's just this addition to the main building. It's this midway thing between being a closed off part of the building and also being an open part of the rooftop garden. On the one hand, because we cannot have round walls, as you know, so it kind of had to be like this. But then also, you know, I love me some open doors and that feeling of a soft transition between indoors and outdoors. So it's supposed to have that #dreamy vibe, and round walls really help with that. So I used Kate Emerald's technique to accomplish those fake round walls, which are really just windows rotated using the tool mod. And it's super easy. I use a rug for guidance, just like she does. And then to hide that ugly border that naturally just happens from like you only being able to place quarter floor tiles. I hit that, or at least I try to, using the Get Together thousands of years old floor piece decoration thing. And then also just plants and stones to make it look like it's all part of the landscape. But I think that worked out fine as long as you don't look too closely, which you hopefully won't. Well, now that I'm telling you, I've probably made it worse. But I think it looks fine, and I'm pretty perfectionist myself sometimes. And then I wanted the rest of this rooftop to look really natural, with functional furniture sprinkled throughout. So there's a few dining areas and a few chill out areas, and then that pool access, and then sun lounging areas, and also on the other side that I haven't built yet at this point in the video, there's gonna be a kiddie pool. So this is a family home. I wanted this to be very gameplay friendly again, and it only contains free custom content, except for Octave Part 3, which came out just as I was done building this exterior, which was perfect timing. So that will be out for public release the beginning of June, and it's a beautiful set. I really love it. I love that there's finally a beautiful stereo in the game. I know nothing about music and sound and optimizing the experience of listening to it. But yeah, you'll see that for yourself in this build. But yeah, it's really nice. I would love it so much if we could watch Harry build with these items. I really miss her speed builds. Every time I watch one of the overview videos, I just realize how fun it is to look at the content through her eyes. And yeah, I really appreciate those as well. They're very helpful to me and my perspective. And it's honestly crazy to me that apparently I sometimes influence other people's perspective on using certain items and content, and that's very fun to me. I feel like this is gonna be another one of those voiceovers where I just say fun a lot, but that's fine. This is the kiddie pool that I was talking about. It's right next to this natural pond, just so you wouldn't have to have your toddlers jump into that murky water. And of course, I've also put a toddler bedroom into this build to go along with the kiddie pool. I'm not sure if this is a safe environment for a toddler. I feel like you'd probably have to keep an eye on them at all times. The fence does not feel that tall, to be honest. And this is probably like, 20 stories high. And then that pond is probably also not the safest thing to be around as somebody who's just learned how to walk. But I wouldn't know, because I've actually known how to walk for quite some time now. You know what? For some reason, I thought Sims could walk over these spa day stepping stone pool decorations. I don't know why I thought that. It really should have been obvious to me that that's not something EA would do. But yeah, I sort of playtested this, and I was shooketh to find out that my sim just couldn't cross this pond. But yeah, there's obviously you could go through this house to get to the other side, but it would have been kind of a flex, you know, if you could walk across this pond. So I mean, you can in your imagination, where everything is possible. I'm making little hand movements as if I'm throwing glitter around and you can't see it. We have moved on to the interior. This is the kitchen. I wanted this all to have a very sleek, contemporary, white concrete floors, white concrete walls look, but then to have it still feel homely. You know, I say this a lot. You know the gist. And this kitchen, I wanted to feel more sleek than the rest of the rooms. Probably, I like my kitchen to be the most minimalist room of them all. Like me personally, I don't know. I need that for working. I cannot at all use my own kitchen if it's not cleaned. Like if there's just something lying around, I cannot start cooking until I've put it back into its perfect state. Kind of obsessive, but that's fine. And then in other rooms, I like some well-placed clutter. But yeah, most of the time, if I'm not going for that specific look in a build, I'll probably have a more subdued kitchen, just clutter-wise, because I feel like this looks very stylistic, architectural. This red, rusty, patinated metal look is certainly not boring or subdued. But yeah, just clutter-wise. And I really like this. I love how the sun comes in through these huge windows. It never lets me down. I'm excited every time I see that. And then this is also, the kitchen is where that sunroom is attached to. So I put a dining area there that cannot be used in the game because there's no chairs. There's the beautiful sofas from the colonial set, which hang from the ceiling. I love those. I know lots of you love those. And I needed this to have that very dreamy feeling. So there's lots of seating hanging from the ceiling in this room. And I think it works out great. I tried a different design for this room at first, which I cut out of the video. But I think this works really well. And then there's an actual functional dining table right outside, surrounded by greenery and skyscrapers. So I think that's probably fine. And there's also lots of seating for your guests and your lavish parties. Because at this point, if you've seen any of my videos, that's just, if you want to use these builds, that's just who you're gonna have to play as. And if you're wondering about these curtains, I was trying to get away with only placing them on the very left and very right hand windows. That didn't work. I needed these gorgeous curtains, which are my favorite curtains in the game, and you know that because I use them in literally every single build. And I really wanted them to complete this dreamy look in the sunroom. So I rotated them at the same angle as the windows using the tool mod. That angle is 15 degrees, by the way, if you want to recreate something like this. 15 per window, so 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, etc. And then I just placed them using the Alt key, which wasn't fun. To be honest, that's labor, you know. But it was totally worth it, in my opinion. And this living room is the room that I kind of built this whole interior around. I've had this one inspiration picture sitting in my photos for a few weeks now, and it was of a wall of vinyls, just like this one, and then a stereo kind of raised above the ground as this feature in that wall. And I got so excited when I saw that Harry did this for this month's custom content. I'm not sure this is the best way to actually like get the best sound out of the stereo. So please don't go and show this to anyone who knows stuff about all things audio, because I don't, but I think it looks really cool. I love this clutter object, those vinyls. They are going to be immensely useful. And then the record player as well. That's just something that's really been missing from my builds. And I have a record player as well in this room that I'm sitting in right now. And I wish it was a little bigger, the room, not the record player. So I could really like make it a feature, because I think that's a really cool thing to do. And you know me, if I can't do it in real life, I'll make sure to do it in The Sims. So expect lots of homes for audiophile Sims. Is that my accent, or does audiophile sound like audiophile as in data, as in folder. Oh no, is that me? I'm gonna Google that real quick. Dear Google, hope you're well. Because you can say lots of things about me, but not that I'm impolite. Please let me know how to pronounce audiophile.
Audiophile or audiophile.
All right. I guess that did sound like that. I guess that's just the word. Okay, back to the video. And I'm still cluttering this shelf. Also, I thought this was hopefully an acceptable substitute for the huge bookcases that I've done in basically all of my San Myshuno builds, which you, friends, seem to really enjoy. So I hope a record shelf is fine too. I've put on those bathroom Monstera walls at the top. I'm gonna take those out, delete those, and put in even more records up there. That is how it was in the inspiration picture, and I really liked it. So I wanted to keep that. It's probably a little ridiculous to have this many records. But what do I know? Nothing. So this is fine in my imaginary world.
Yeah, and mine too. So I've just kind of been sitting here very quietly for the past 22 minutes. No, I'm kidding, I just got here. Hello people, folks. It's me, it's your boy. Yeah, I'm a little sick right now, so you'll have to excuse my deep and sexy voice. I hope it's no bother to you. Yeah, so you have to kind of catch me up really quickly, because this looks like a dope build. And I was wondering if this was the build that you were gonna do for me. Is this it?
Everything I do for you.
Alright, well, now you're mocking me.
But you can see your favorite painting right
yeah, it's
there.
a duck.
So I put that in there for you.
It's supposed to be a duck, right? We've talked about this before, but there's no way it's not a duck.
Or a rabbit.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And then you've also asked for a piano. So I've also put a grand piano somewhere in this build.
Oh, do I have to find it?
Mm-hmm. So those are the two pieces of inspiration that I've put in there, thinking of you because someone has asked for that on Patreon.
That's really cool. I have to say, I think my favorite part about this build, obviously the interior is great, but I very much appreciate how it's situated. I like that it's like a penthouse in the city, but still surrounded by green. I think that's the way to live, honestly.
Well, I'm very grateful you approve.
I do approve. I also think I've talked to you about this. I think having a ladder in your house anywhere is kind of a luxury item, and I do want a ladder, so I'm appreciative of that being in there.
There are actually two ladders in this build. One in here for you to reach your top shelf records, and then one to reach your top shelf roof top.
No, you're teasing me. That's really cool. I do personally not have a record collection as of right now, but I'll be honest with you, if you make this house happen for me in real life, I will personally see to it that I get a record collection in there.
That's the thing you will provide.
That's what I'm bringing to the table, absolutely.
So I was talking earlier about how Harry's third part of the octave set came out just as I'd finished doing the exterior. And why are you Googling the Australian flag?
I'm not. Okay. You exposed me publicly, and I will never forgive you for this. No, so okay, Kyle Hill posted about this, so shout out. Apparently there was a proposed laser kiwi flag for New Zealand at some point, and I think it looks super dope. I don't know what the laser is doing on the flag, and I don't think they knew either, because the person who created the flag was like, just don't ask about the laser. It's cool enough as it is. You don't need to put sense to it, and I really appreciate that. I want to say that I think this should actually be the flag of New Zealand, because it's a hell of a lot cooler than what they have now, which is also pretty cool already. So,
Excuse me for calling it the Australian flag.
Oh yeah, you're backpedaling now, aren't you? Well,
I was trying to say something.
no, I gotcha. It's also, I just start Googling stuff sometimes. It's very odd. So, yeah.
So around the same time, Felix's third part of the Grove set came out as well. And as this is a free CC build, I did not allow myself to use it, which hurt my little heart tremendously. So I'm very excited to use it in my next build. No one can stop me then.
They really can't. I don't think anyone would have stopped you now. But, well, yeah. So it's kind of you putting your own it doesn't matter. You're fine. I love the water features. Can I say this? I imagine every time I wake up in the morning, I'm like, if I could just walk over my private water feature right now, over like cold stone with my bare feet, man, that is luxury.
I mean, who doesn't? This is the first of 4 bedrooms, and I know that's quite a revolutionary amount of bedrooms for me. And this is supposed to be a guest bedroom, at least it was when I built it. Obviously, do with it as you please. But this is the only bedroom that's downstairs. I really like that it has the roof garden access, like having that door there is pretty cool.
Agreed.
There's your grand piano, by the way. And the other 3 bedrooms are upstairs, and they also have gorgeous views. Because if you see me building a bedroom without lots of natural light, and please ask me what's wrong. So there's 1 toddler bedroom upstairs and then 2 suites, which might be for parents, teenagers.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, have you already made up a story about who lives here?
No, I didn't want to be that specific.
Okay, so I'm gonna make up a very specific story right now. Okay, here we go. So, I think it's someone who has to do with music, because they clearly have a vast interest in music. But I think it's someone who's not actively recording anymore, maybe, because I feel like then you'd have a studio. And if you have a house like this and you make music, you're gonna have a studio in your house. I think that's the way it goes. So I think it might be someone who's like retired from like really doing music, but is now kind of just, enjoys the listening, the passive experience.
Just vibing.
Exactly, just vibing. Maybe they have a family now, they have other things to do. But they clearly have disposable income, and a lot of it, so that's why they live here. And honestly, that's where I see myself when my whole like rock band thing kind of takes off at some point. I'll be doing that for like 2 or 3 months, and then I'm buying my mansion.
I'm thinking right now, and this is not financial or career advice of any sort, but I'm thinking you would have to start a rock band for that first, like be in one first.
I think it's pretty presumptuous of you to think that I'm not in a rock band already.
Are you?
Anyways, so who's watering all these plants?
Well, the gardener.
Oh, the gardener. Does the gardener also live with me? I presume so, right? I feel like
maybe maybe the toddler is the gardener.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, okay, so this is now part of the canon. So we have our retired music artist and a toddler that is actively a gardener, unpaid, mind you. So yeah, and then I think there might even be a pet involved, but like an unusual pet. It'd be like a snake or maybe what kind of other exotic, like maybe a pet skunk or a sloth. Oh man, a sloth would be so cool. I feel like we keep coming back to this like
exotic animal thing.
Exotic animals and how to hold them and stuff like that. Which I don't want to get into again. I'm just saying I would love to have a sloth as a pet. So there's also living here. It's me, my toddler, and the sloth, which is also incidentally the name of my rock band. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty dope, honestly.
So one of those bedrooms is for the sloth.
Yes, one is for the toddler, who's also the gardener, and one is for me.
And then there's one for guests, because you never know who might come over.
Yeah, I mean the sloth is pretty popular amongst his peers, so it might have friends over. I don't know. I very much like the dresser. Is that a dress? That's not a dresser.
Yeah, that's this custom closet, I guess.
I really dig it. It's next to a shower. That's really cool.
Right. I placed it in the bathroom. I was thinking I wasn't sure if that is convenient. I feel like your clothes would get wet and maybe it'd be annoying to. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
See, but I do. This is a problem I face very frequently in my private life. Is that I do not have a closet in my bathroom, mind you, and it bothers me having to pick out the clothes I'm gonna wear before I take a shower, and then having to take those clothes into the bathroom. And it's like a whole big thing. But if your closet is already in the in the bathroom, you won't have to worry about none of that. So,
right, that's why I thought it might be nice, because where do you change your clothes? You do it after you shower.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then
maybe during the shower as well.
That might be a you thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's fine, and I kind of thought it was interesting that the bathroom is actually bigger than the bedroom, but still the layout kind of made sense to me. So in my mind, that was a teenager's bedroom. But again,
wait, I thought this was the sloth's bedroom.
Oh sure.
Because they're gonna be provided free fashion and clothing, attire, basically. But they're a sloth, so.
Actually, all of these bedrooms have some sort. Oh my god. I just realized this bedroom does not have a closet.
Oh well, you were about to tell a lie, weren't you? Wow. Okay, then maybe.
Oh no!
Is this bad?
Well, yeah.
But maybe this can be the sloth's bedroom, because I also just realized that the sloth does not need clothing in any way, shape, or form. So, I think this might be where the sloth resides.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I forgot. I just forgot to put a closet into this. This is supposed to be the main bedroom. I forgot.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I was very focused on putting that gorgeous octave modern fireplace in this room, and then give it some jungle feelings.
I do like the jungle feelings. I also always appreciate when you make like the bed the centerpiece of the room. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I was trying to do a very architectural, interesting, artsy bedroom, and I think it looks really cool. The bathroom is a part of this bedroom. It's a fun feature. Like, this bedroom has lots of fun features, and I think it would be appropriate for a rock star, a retired rock star.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with these big plans. Having like big plants is really cool, I feel.
Yeah, and I love this fireplace. It looks so sculptural and
Agreed.
fancy and cool. And it's really, really good. It's just embarrassing that they have no wardrobe.
Well, it happens. Okay, so what is this? There's a bathtub in the room. That's really cool as well.
There's a bathtub, a shower, and a sink, freely accessible. And then the toilet is in a tiny little space, enclosed space in this room as well. And there's another feature wall. I wanted to bring some of the roof garden in here.
I do like the subtle change from the jungly to the desert kind of plants. I appreciate that very much. I think a cactus is always worthwhile looking at. So, it's weird. I feel like everyone loves cacti. Is that just me? I feel like I've not met a single person in my life who's like, cacti are boring plants. They're like the coolest plants.
Do you ask about that often though?
Yeah, every person I meet. Honestly, I'll be like, hey, what's your stance on cacti? And they'll be like, oh man, don't even get me started,
Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking. There you go. No, I think cacti are very cool plants. They're also useful. Like if you ever encounter some sort of droughts or something like that, you can chop them up, drink them.
Oh, I think that's not true. I'm pretty sure that's a myth.
I think it's true. I've watched Avatar, the series, and I remember when Sokka drank the cactus and he got very high of it. So
right, so this is not medical advice or anything.
It's not medical advice, but honestly, if you're in a drought and you don't have water, you don't have much to lose. So
please don't put this in your survival books. I'm pretty sure lots of cacti are poisonous.
I disagree, and since
I don't think this is a disagreeable matter, to be honest.
Okay, but maybe these cacti aren't, because I feel like there is also a sort of cactus that you can drink from, right? It's a thing. I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'd also be really cool if that was a feature.
Then let's say these are all perfectly fine to consume, these cacti in the bathroom. And while you are in the bathtub, you can just have a sip.
Yeah, it's the only water Nestle hasn't touched yet, so it was way too political.
You're right, though.
I do have to say that I feel like it's a very rock star thing to do, to drink from cacti.
Oh, for sure.
So
in your bathtub.
With my
nonetheless.
sloth. Bathing with my sloth.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Well, I apologize for putting these pictures into your head. And I also want to thank you for keeping me company during this voiceover. You, listener. And you,
okay.
Louis.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Bye.